All right, ladies and gentlemen, here we go. Heat number one. Dave Holmberg and Cody Kennedy on the front row. Scott Snodgrass and Dakota Wilson on the second row. Becky Snodgrass, Brian Hewitt on the third row. Brandon Murphy, Russell Worth on the fourth. John Barry and Richie Joplin round out the top 10. Mike Hoyt rounds out the field for Heat 1. We have seen in some of these heats here recently the entire field get flipped upside down. Mike Hoyt had the fastest lap in qualifying, and with the full field invert, that moves him to the back. And Holmberg did not take the grid. Dave Holmberg did not take the grid tonight. That leaves Scott and Dakota Wilson on the front row. And hopefully Scott brought flowers home tonight because his wife Becky is right behind him. Richie Joplin as an EOL going to the tail end of the field, it looks like. Here we go. Pace car is in. Green flag is in the air. Heat number one at Hickory is underway. Oh, Becky has an incident. There's a car around it. Is John Barry, Mike Hoyt involved. Brian Hewitt also caught up. Becky has had a problem back behind, stuck on the back straightaway as Scott goes by to take the lead. Dakota now in second, Richie Joplin into third. Dakota Wilson just set the fastest lap so far. Scott out front in heat number one. I do believe this would be his first ever heat win if he can pull it off. Richie Joplin in third set the fastest lap last time by. Russell Worth back in the car. He has come through the chaos up to fourth. Does not look like Russell has much rust on him tonight. Richie Joplin has taken second. Can he run down Scott? Two laps to go for Scott Snodgrass, but Richie Joplin is closing quickly. Russell Worth back in fourth. Now has Cody right on the bumper as a white flag flies. Scott has about 3/10 of a second. Can Richie close it? No, he cannot. Scott Snodgrass gets his first Jones BS Racing heat win. And in his first race back, Russell Worth pulls off a top 5. Heat number 2 will see Levi and Chris Johnson on the front row. Ryan McDaniel, Brad Ronning have the second row. Edmund Jones and Vern Spring on the third row. Matt the Maniac Moniac and Kirk Marble have the fourth row. Austin Thornton and Andrew Thornton round out the field. And Levi Johnson and Brad Ronning do not grid. Looks like that is going to move Ryan McDaniel I believe Vern Spring will have the front row. Pace car about to drop in for heat number 2. Pace car is in. Green flag is in the air. Heat number 2 at Hickory underway. Ryan leads them through 1 and 2. Oh, we've got one snapped right into the white, into the wall. It's Kirk Marble. Edmund gets loose in 3 and 4 and goes around. The Maniac is, oh no, big wreck. Ryan McDaniel involved. Cars flying everywhere. And Vern Spring is gone. Vern Spring may very well run away with this one. Moniak on pit road. Vern Spring has a 4.5 second lead. John, I have to agree, big wow. 4 laps to go. Let's see if we can see what the heck happened. Looks like this was a second incident. Here we are, Ryan McDaniel leading out front, gets loose, down to the apron, clips Moniak. And it all goes wrong. White flag is in the air. Vern Spring has a 3.5 second lead. And Vern is gonna do it. He will win heat number 2. Well, that was eventful. Here we go, on to the feature. Scott Snodgrass, Vern Spring on the front row. Richie Jomplin, Edmund Jones on the second row. Dakota Wilson, Ryan McDaniel on the third. Cody Kennedy and Kirk Marble on the fourth. Russell Worth, Austin Thornton round out your top 10. Mike Hoyt starts in 11th next to Andrew Thornton in 12th. Brian Hewitt in 13th, Chris Johnson 14th, John Barry in 15th, Matt Moniak in 16th, Brendan Murphy in 17th, Brad Ronning 18th, Becky Snodgrass in 19th, Levi Johnson in 20th, Dave Holmberg in 21st. And again, it looks like Dave Holmberg and Levi Johnson are not going to take the grid. Well, we saw some wild heat races. What does the feature have in store tonight? Will it be non-stop green flag, or will we see chaos and more flying cars? These cars are so light, when they are hit at speed at the right angle, they are going up. Definitely going to be an interesting night here at Hickory. Don't forget, after this, late models take to the track, but green flag is out. We are underway at Hickory. Oh no, Scott is loose up front. He keeps it out of the racing surface, no caution. Vern now has Edmund Jones on the bumper, Richie Joplin underneath to the lead. Brian Hewitt has had a problem back behind as Edmund battles with Richie for the lead. Here comes Dakota Wilson. Big wreck back behind. Caution is out. Our first caution of the night on lap 2, and a lot of cars are caught up in this one. First, let's see what happened to Brian Hewitt a lap before. Looks like Hewitt just got a little loose coming out of 4. Quickly spins and recovers it. Then the incident that brought out the caution. Cody Kennedy snaps loose, slides up into Ryan, and it all goes wrong from there. Matt Moniak caught a piece of this. I think John Barry may have got some too. Matt was checking up, got the bump from Barry. And I do believe Austin Thornton caught some of it. He almost made it through, got yeeted into the fence. Thankfully, that safety fence is strong and keeps the car out of the stands with the fans. Hey, good evening, Dirt Track Dirt. Back to green flag. Dirt cheering on Dakota. Dakota sits in 3rd. Out of turn 2, the top 4 on a little bit of a breakaway as they battle back behind. Edmund Jones out front. Richie Joplin in 2nd. Dakota Wilson now to 3rd. Austin Thornton in 4th. Chris Johnson now in 5th. Everybody starting to settle in. Matt Moniak in 7th. Trying to keep Andrew Thornton behind him. Andrew in the 31 just ahead. Remember, these two separated by 1 point coming into tonight. Caution is back out. Looks like Mike Hoyt involved in this one. And he has gone to pit road. Let's see what happened. Mike right behind Ryan McDaniel. Oh, Ryan tries to shoot underneath Brian Hewitt. Ryan almost gets in, just pushes up as Brian comes down. Brian may have gotten the worst of that, but he does. Is he going to stick? Yeah, he sticks the landing. Definitely a crazy start to this one. Edmund Jones in the lead, Richie Joplin in second, Dakota Wilson third. Chris Johnson up 10 spots into fourth. Andrew Thornton up 7 spots into fifth. Matt Moniak up 10 spots into sixth. And John Barry up 7 spots into eighth. Now remember, the 31 and the 3 are battling for that championship. Moniak in the 3 had a 20-plus point lead going into last week. Was leading in both series, but last week it all went wrong. Moniak having to be defensive in this race, and he'll have to be on the attack in the late models. AJ, it definitely has. How you doing tonight, buddy? Congratulations on the win last night at North Wilkes. Here we go. Pace car is in. Green flag back in the air. Edmund Jones quickly clears Chris Johnson on the attack on the high side. And they're getting 3 wide mid-pack. This can now back down to 2 wide. That is not going to end well. John Barry battling with Vern Spring. John battling with Austin Thornton. Dakota Wilson trying to defend the high side from Andrew Thornton. Moniak looking underneath both of them into one. Appreciate it, AJ. Hey, good evening, Steven. The top 3 are nose to tail now. Chris looks to the inside on Richie. Vern Spring is in trouble. Back behind. No caution yet. Chris Johnson just set the fastest lap of the night so far as he gets right to the bumper of the leader. Let's see what happened to Vern a moment ago. Looks like coming out of 3 and 4, there's a lot of bumping going on. Vern got bumped to the infield. Andrew Thornton got bumped up the track at the same time. And caution is back out, lap 21. Holy cow, there is so much action. I'm struggling to keep up. Let's see what happened to bring out the caution. Looks like Brian Hewitt on the bottom, Brandon Murphy up top. Oh, Murphy comes down a little too low. They get together and just slide up the track. Steven, are we going to see you in the late models later, buddy? We did have a great broadcast at North Wilkesboro last night. If you missed it, you can find it on our YouTube channel. Plus, you can find a lot of great YouTube shorts on there, both racing, trucking, and other miscellaneous gaming that we do throughout the week. AJ, I would love for you to hop in a Legends car and come out here and get it done, bud. All right, everybody stacked up for the restart. Here we go again. Pace car is in. Green flag back in the air. Edmund clear into turn 1. Chris Johnson, Richie Joplin battling. Matt Moniak is now up holding on to fourth, and Andrew Thornton is all the way back in 11th. This is exactly what Moniak needed in the points. Oh, Chris Johnson is around up the track. No caution for that. Let's see if there was contact. Chris heads off into turn one. Edmund, oh, Chris just comes down, gets into Edmund, goes to the wall. And caution is back out. Becky Snodgrass, Mike Hoyt, Russell Worth involved. Brad Ronning also appears to be involved. Becky back behind may have just been unable to avoid. No, she is trying not to get into Ryan and snaps loose. Mike Hoyt just cannot catch a break tonight. He gets a big run right into the bumper of Russell Worth. Russell having to check up to stay out of the car ahead, and Hoyt just a big run. They're running fixed setups this season, AJ. Ryan McDaniel said his car is pretty beat up. I'm not quoting you, Ryan. Everybody stacks back up side by side, ready for the green. Under 20 laps to go in the feature. Oh, they delay the green. Don't forget, folks, don't go anywhere. After the race, they will put up the legends and unpack the late models here at Hickory and go to war once again. Likely to see a lot of beating and banging in those cars here tonight. Pace car is in, green flag back in the air. Richie Joplin out front. Moniak now up into third. Moniak trying to look under Edmund Jones. John Barry attacking. He's coming forward. Chris Johnson has had another problem. No caution yet. Andrew Thornton all the way back in 8th, right behind 7th place, Dakota Wilson. His championship hopes fading as the race goes on. Moniak in 2nd, just went around. Caution. $14 laps to go. The points leader has a problem. First, let's see what happened with Chris. Chris Johnson there in the 18, right behind Vern, having to check up, and Mike Hoyt gets into him. Then the incident with Moniak. Moniak off into the turn. Looks like he got a bump from Edmund and went around. Just when it looked like Moniak might be able to make up some ground here tonight. Dirt Track Derek said, skinny pedal down, Dakota. Lights are out on the pace car. They stack back up. Less than 10 to go at the green. This has definitely been a wild one. Pace car is in. Richie Joplin fires. They are away. Kirk Marble underneath trying to take second from John Barry. Here comes Dakota Wilson. He clears Austin Thornton. Austin got a huge run into 3 but had to get out of it. That has been the complaint all night. The car tight in the middle of 3 and 4. Meanwhile, Richie Joplin out front. Kirk Marble and John Barry nose to tail. Dakota closing the gap. Austin Thornton and Andrew Thornton right behind 5th and 6th. Moniak now back in 11th. John Barry lost a little bit of ground on that lap. Richie Joplin put some space between him and Kirk. 5 to go. Richie Joplin out front. Dakota was closing in on John Barry, but now Andrew Thornton is to his bumper. Moniak now up into 9th. How many more spots can he get? Richie Joplin's lead half a second. 3 laps to go at Hickory. Richie Joplin started in 3rd. Has stayed in the top 10 most of the race. Two laps to go for Richie Joplin. Fought his way to the front. The top 3 on a breakaway. White flag is in the air one more time around for Richie Joplin. Down into 3 and 4. Richie Joplin is going to do it. He will pull off the win at Hickory. Kirk Marble coming home in 2nd. John Barry finishes 3rd. And what a wild race. Dakota Wilson held on to 4th. Andrew Thornton came home 5th. Matt Moniak came home in 8th. Another night with a big point shakeup. Let's talk to our top 3. John, you said before the race you were worried about self-spinning and you would not do very well tonight. Here you are on the podium.
Right? With 10 minutes of practice, I'm surprised.
Maybe
that's
the
way practice went.
Maybe that's how you need to do it from now on, bud.
No, I need practice. I like that practice.
Well, it definitely, that 10 minutes you got a lot out of because you came home in 3rd and you came through a lot of messes.
That's the only reason why, I think.
Well, sometimes wreck avoidance is the key. You got it done tonight, man. Congratulations, John.
Thank you. Thank you for putting this on.
And in 2nd place, Kirk Marble. Kirk, a wild run to the front, but you come home in second.
Yeah, that was a wild race, Doug.
It definitely was.
I'd say I don't know if you saw in that heat race, but I rolled myself over like an old SUV from the '90s.
Yeah, you did. We actually commented on it. It's a really good thing that catch fence was strong and it held you in.
Sure thing.
Well, man, another great race, another podium. You're definitely going to be wanting to watch next season. Congratulations, buddy.
Thanks, Doug. Really looking forward to the late model race.
And finally, our winner, no stranger to victory lane, Richie, back in victory lane, man. Congratulations. That was one heck of a ride to get there.
Yes, it was. I finally won at my home track. It's one of my home tracks. It's only like 30 minutes away from me. So I finally got the win here. I've been racing this track ever since it came on iRacing. I've not won here yet, but tonight I did.
Well, yeah, you definitely earned it tonight. You had your hands full trying to get to the front and then trying to stay there.
Yeah, old John Barry's coming up through the field. He's getting fast. He's getting deadly. And I had Eddie behind me and Matt behind me, and Chris was up there and Marble. I mean, I had a lot of fast guys up there knocking on my door.
You definitely did. Man, you managed to hold them off. That was a great, great win tonight, Richie. Congratulations, buddy.
Thank you, Doug, and thank you for broadcasting me, man. You do an awesome job.
Richie Joplin with the win, but folks, don't go anywhere. We're going to be back in just a few moments. The Legends cars are being packed up there, unloading the late models here at Hickory. Can Richie get the sweep tonight? We'll be right back with you.